Hey everybody, how's it going? So I have been trying to do this live almost all day. Keep dropping things. And I keep coming back and forth and going back and forth and putting it off because I started giving myself a headache. And I just said, you know what? I'm just going to go live and do this project. I have been kind of sitting on it for a while, and because it's really emotional for me. Um, hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you guys. I'm gonna go out of. I'm gonna do solo out here. So, how are you? So, if you guys don't know, my mom passed away last year in August, and we found out like less than 2 weeks earlier she had cancer. So during a COVID year. Hi, Becky. Hi, Kim. So during a COVID year, she died of cancer that we didn't know about. If you don't know my mom, and a lot of people actually do know my mom that are friends with me and are my followers. If you don't know, my mom was an artist, and I look around my house and I see all the beautiful watercolors and oils that she made. She decided one day when she was in her 60s, I think, early 60s, late 50s, early 60s. She was having high blood pressure and all this stuff. And the doctor says, you need to do something about your blood pressure. And he goes, pick up a hobby, do something. So she went to a craft store and bought all this paint stuff. Sat down one day, literally, and just painted. She felt better. And she didn't stop. She didn't stop painting. And she just kept painting and painting. And when we went to go clean out her house, there was hundreds upon hundreds of paintings I had never seen. I'd seen a lot of her paintings, but I had never seen a lot of them. And so we distributed them between me and my sisters. And she has 9 grandchildren and, gosh, 14, 15, 16 great grandchildren, something like that. So everybody got something. And I've been trying to do, we've got the wings. I don't know if you guys have seen the wings transfer, but that's in stock today. And so I'm going to be using the wings transfer. And I wanted to incorporate some of her art. And I picked this one out. And I'll show you. I honestly don't even know what I'm going to do, you guys, but we're going to do something. So, sorry. So I'm going to do this in a frame, and then there's a transfer that I want to put on top of it. And I'm sorry. I'm hoping I can get through this. So that's what I'm going to do today. So this is one of my mom's paintings, and I just absolutely love it. So like I said, I'm going to put this in a frame and hang the frame on top of a chalkboard. So I had an idea. I don't know if it's going to work. We're going to find out right now. I'm going to use a Sylvie board. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a Sylvie board. And we're going to paint it. We're going to paint the Sylvie board first before we put the wings on it. And I wanted to see a couple of different things really fast. I think I want to go, sorry. I think I'm going to go this way with my board. Okay. And let me show you the frame that I got. I'm also going to use, when someone you love becomes a memory, that the memory becomes a treasure. So I got this glass frame, and I'm going to put my mom's painting in behind it. Put my mom's painting. And Kim, I've got so many. This is going to go in glass. And we'll do this, but this is my idea. So help me out and tell me what you would do different. I'm going to kind of rough up the edge. This is watercolor paper. Put that in the glass and then put this on top of the glass. Then I'm going to hang this. Another thing, if you didn't know about my mom, she smoked. So all of her paintings are in plastic or glass, so because they're permeated, which is fine. Just reminds me of my mom. And then I'm going to hang this with her painting and that wording, and then have the wings come out to the side a little more. I hope you guys can see that. And that way you can see some of the wings. It'll come out to the side a little more. Let's see if that works. But I'm going to paint. I'm going to paint the board, and I wanted to paint it. I'm kind of going along with the colors that are in here. So I was going to paint the board itself sage. I'm going to just kind of watercolor it sage. I have a couple packets of the sage. Do like a watercolor on the back. And then when that dries, we'll wax it and then put the wings in like the melon, because this kind of goes along with the color. I might even pick up like a couture teal. It's just, I don't want it to be so dark, you know. Maybe, what is this? Sorry, you guys. Got my colors back here. I wanted it kind of light. Oh, peony. That's what I wanted. Peony. So I've got peony and this melon, and kind of blend these colors, these 4 colors, to match the colors of the flowers. And that's what I'm going to do the wings in. I don't know if it's going to work, but guess what? We're going to try. And thanks for being here on my journey. Kurt's gone. He went to the desert for the weekend, and I figured this was a good time to do this. That way, if I start bawling my face off, he's not here, and I could have a good girl cry, right? Got a little paste here. So that's the plan. Let's see. Let's see if it works, okay? So I'm going to exit this layout right here. I'm going to show you guys this. There we go. So this is going to be this way is going to be the top. I have the hangers on the top. I also want to do a bow of some sort at the top. My mom was never very bowy. She didn't really like bows all that much. She's a little different than I was as far as that was concerned. But this is going in my house, and so I do like bows. Thanks, Kim. Okay. So what we're going to do, sorry, you guys, I thought I was okay. I just guess today is a dreary day, and I'm just a little bit emotional. That's all. So what I'm going to do is I've got a little tray. I don't know if you guys can see the tray. Man, that light's super bright. Let me get rid of the light. No, that's not helping either. Hopefully that doesn't bug you guys. But I'm going to take the sage paste. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I opened this a couple weeks ago, probably 3 or 4 weeks ago now. And it's still creamy dreamy. So if you guys have our new formula paste, it really is creamy and dreamy. If you are also wanting the wings transfer, comment wings below. I have a few coming my way. If they tend to sell out, just an FYI. They're a very popular transfer, and they do tend to sell out. So I know that I have at least 5 coming. So if I can't get them for you off my website, I sure can get at least 5 of you the wings transfer. I am. I'm just breathing. Thanks. Okay. So I sprayed a little bit of water in here because I don't want it to be super thick. because I do want it to be white. If it's too dark, I can erase it. I can wash it off and add some white. This might take a minute. And I can also add a little bit of water if it's too thick. Because again, I want it to look like it's watercolored. I hope I see all of your comments. I'm sorry if I miss anybody's comments. I promise I'll go back and respond if I miss anybody's comments. I think that's just a little too thick. And I thought if I had a window, I might do this on a window too. But with the frame being glass, I didn't want to do glass on glass. Does that make sense? So, but this would look really pretty on a window. I just didn't have any extra windows laying around. I've actually done this several times. I've painted, and again, this isn't paint. This is chalk paste. I love doing this because you don't necessarily have to go with just the black, right? You can change that black into whatever you want. Whew. Thanks for being here, you guys. Even though you're not in the same room with me, I can feel you guys just being here with me. And that helps. I remember after my stepdad died, he died about almost 4 years ago. And I remember my mom came to my house. And I had just started with Chalk Couture several months earlier. And my mom's an artist, right? And I said, Mom, you should really try this chalk stuff. She goes, that's not real art. I said, well, Mom, not everybody's you. Not everybody can be as creative and as amazing at artwork. I sure as heck can't. But try it. You might like it. It's very therapeutic. And so she did. And then she chalked something else. And then she apologized to me for saying it wasn't real art. And she said it was very therapeutic. She chalked a lot of stuff. And she started to do more stuff. Just a funny story. My mom was funny. Sorry, you guys. I don't have a jar of sage paste. That's why I'm not using a jar, because I know it's going to take quite a bit to do this background. And I, just for whatever reason, I don't want to use paint, because this is a chalkboard. It's a reusable surface. So, if I decide to downsize and I don't have the space for such a big piece, I can always reuse this. I'm trying to get rid of any type of lines in the middle. It's a weird looking green on the screen. I don't know why it looks like that. The sage is really lovely. It's a lovely color. It's coming out funky on screen. Sorry, I'm sniffling. And this is a big, this is, I believe this is our 18 by 24 Sylvie board. So once this is painted and dried, you're going to want to wax it. Oh, there's a hair. Hold on. There is a hair. Don't want that. Probably going to need one more. So if you were painting something this big, I definitely would use a jar paste and not a packet. But like I said, I am out of sage and my sage should be coming. It just hasn't arrived yet. Let me open another one. Sorry. Now I'm going to be all sniffly. Also, you guys, if it doesn't work and doesn't turn out the way I wanted it to, guess what? It's just chalk. That's the beauty of chalk. It's not permanent. And I can change it. Oh, you guys. Gave myself a headache earlier. Fretting over this. And a lot of this is going to get, it will get covered up because the wings, oh shoot. Sorry, my computer wigged out a little bit. The wings and the hanging board are going to cover a lot of this. I still want a good base. And see how if it's too thick or it dries too fast, just spray some water. I learned that from my mom when she was watercoloring. See how nice that flows now? Once everything is covered, go back and smooth it. Add a little more water. Oh, Jennifer, I'm so sorry, hon. Oh gosh, yeah, that sounds kind of like we knew my mom was sick. We just didn't know how bad it was until it was too late. She'd been kind of sick at the beginning of COVID, and getting into a doctor was kind of crazy. And they kept putting her off, and she's like, "Oh, I'm fine, I'm fine." And when she was finally diagnosed, it was just too late. She was diagnosed, we found out in July, and she was gone August 3rd. It doesn't matter how old we are. When we lose our moms, it sucks. Oops. Tomorrow is never guaranteed, is it? So we got to do what we can today. I just want this to be right. There we go. Put just a tiny bit more and then I'll be okay right there. Like I said, I didn't know what to expect when I'm doing this, so we're learning together. That looks pretty good. What do you think? All right, so I'm going to sit this stuff aside. Not sure where. I'm going to get my heat gun. And I'm going to, oh shoot, I keep doing that. My other headphones died, so I had to charge them. And so I'm using my wired ones. Dang it. It keeps getting into the paste. And messing that up. Let me wash my hands off. Some wipes. Thanks, Ange. That's so you lost your mother-in-law. Okay. Yeah. Our mother-in-law. Well, my mother-in-law, we're not super close. And I always said that I wanted to be the kind of mother-in-law that I didn't get. And I love my girls that have married my boys just as much as my boys. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dry this. And again, on screen, it looks kind of like a funky color. It really is a real pretty color. And it's drying down even lighter. It has that chalky, beautiful chalky look. And I want it to dry really well. And you'll be able to tell where it's still damp because it'll appear just a little bit darker. Like I can see a couple of spots. Oops. All right, so I'm gonna grab my paste rag. This is my paste rag. Hey there. So we have a surface paste wax, and I wouldn't normally do this on our chalkboard, but because this is a chalked surface, it's just like using a painted surface. Anytime I do like a layer of the chalk paste, I'm going to put a light layer of our surface paste wax over top. And I'm not pushing hard. I'm just lightly going over it. Oops. And this just helps so that the transfer doesn't pull up the paste on the bottom. I'm trying to particularly get like the edges because I know that that's where my wings are going to be. It's going to be pretty. I'm excited about this. I am really excited. Again, it kind of looks like pea yellow green, and it really is a sage green. So I flipped my rag over just so it's a non-waxed area, and I'm lightly buffing it. Turn your hands over top. All right. So I'm going to set this aside real fast and let that sit for a second. I think that's going to be pretty. All right. I'm not exactly sure how this opens. I just thought it was a really pretty. Oh, I see what it is. Okay. Be smarter than the thing. I know it slides out. And I got this frame, I think at like Target or something. It has to slide out. I probably should have done this before, you guys. Because it doesn't. I'm so afraid to break it. Oh yeah, waxing the cord, waxing everything. Hi, Stephanie. Yeah, I'm like sweating because this is not coming out. I mean, I can see it. I can see what it does. It's not hard. All right. Let's see if this works. Take the rubber stoppers out. That might help. I just noticed that. Oh, look at that, you guys. Be smarter. Be smarter than the frame. I need to get this off, so I'm going to use a little heat. Just be careful, don't break your glass. And well done that. Right, Angie? Been there. I am going to use a little heat. There are sticky dots that you want to keep those. Use a little bit of heat on the tag to get it off. Yes, we have. Needs a little more heat. There we go. Give me just a second. I'm gonna go get some Windex real fast and wash this off. Again, thank you guys so much for hanging out. this over. So there are sticky dots that are going to hold the watercolor thing in place. I just want to get my fingerprints off the backing. So one of the things that I want to do is I want to kind of rough up the edges just a little bit. And I know I can do that by soaking the edges and just tearing a little bit. I don't want to damage the paint or the painting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay a towel over the painted area. And just spray the edges just a little bit. Again, this is watercolor paper, and it's meant to soak up water. I'm not taking off too much. There we go. And then I'm going to flip it around and do the same thing to all four sides. But see how I like the look of that? And it doesn't have to be perfect. See that? Okay. And again, I'm just protecting the painted part. And you just want it to soak it up a little bit. And if you don't take off enough, you can always take off more. You never want to start with too much because then you can't attach it. Tell you something. It brings the smoke smell back, that's for sure. Again, I'm just spraying water. And I'm just tearing a little bit at a time. Already looks really good. Okay. Just one more side. You don't have, I mean, if you have something like this, you don't, I just knew that this was the part that goes in a frame when you mat it. So again, my mom taught me that. So it doesn't really matter if this is torn or not, because I can always go up. If I decided to reframe this sometime, I could always go up to this is called the frame line. This pencil mark is the frame line or the matte line. And I could always go back and take it out of this frame and then mat it and frame it. There's plenty of space on this. What do you guys think? Hello. Yeah, I like the edges like that. Okay. Dee Dee keeps hearing my door and barking. Nobody's there, baby. It's just a car or the wind. So this is wet, so I want to use the heat gun. I'm not going to heat it up. I just want to dry the edges. You could also ink it on the edges if you wanted to give it a more distressed look. I don't think I want to do that. I just want to make sure that it's dry when I put it in the frame. Dee Dee, you're fine. That looks pretty good. Yep, torn edges. Love it. Just stick that down. And I just want to make sure that there's no fingerprints on the inside. But if you're putting the glass right up against any picture or anything, you want to make sure that your glass is dry. And I'm just being extra precautious. Now I have this on the cool setting just to make sure it's dry. Okay. That's really pretty. I'll take it out of the glare. What do you guys think? I like that a lot. Okay, that's really pretty. So now I'm gonna wash this off before I put it in the frame. And make sure I don't have any fingerprints underneath the glass before I put it in the frame. My piece might still be a little wet, a little damp. I can see it. So I don't think I'm going to put it in the frame yet. I think I'm going to wait, and we'll do the transfer on this, because I can see right here and right here it's still a little damp. Oh, that's so awesome. Tell your mom I said hi. All right. I'll set the frame aside, but I'm going to show you what it's going to look like with this. That's going to be really pretty, huh? Okay. All right. So here's the next thing we're going to do. Let me get rid of the Windex. So I do need some help. I guess it doesn't really matter. If I don't like it, then I can always take it off. But I was thinking about doing storm. I didn't want black. I wanted it to be seen, but subtle. Does that make sense? Oh yeah, that's a pain in the tush, right, Ange? So help me out if you guys think that, I mean, I guess I can do it, and then if it doesn't work out, we can always change it. All right, so I'm gonna fuzz it. Now it's on glass, so we want to make sure that we fuzz the heck out of it. And this one's a super sticky one. So let's fuzz it a couple times. Of course, I picked the stickiest one, right? All right. Anytime you work with glass or metal with a transfer, it needs to be fuzzed quite a bit. Just a heads up. All right, so I'm going to get this ready. I want to stir it. Make sure. You always want to make sure that your chalk paste is about the consistency of yogurt. Anytime it gets thick or whatever, just make sure you add a little bit of water, a little distilled water, and stir it up. And I'm just using our multi-tool. All right. Set that aside. Let me grab my squeegee. All right. I want to try to get it as close as I can to like the center. And I don't want to go over my mom's signature. want to kind of keep that up so I can, sorry, I'm talking to myself, you guys. Okay, I'm going to scoop it up. And I'm just going to spread it over, making sure that everything goes through those screens. You want to work quickly, but you want to also make sure that you get all of the screens covered, and then you can squeegee off any excess. There we go. All right, I'm going to pull this up. I think I like it. I can really see it in person on screen. I'm looking at the screen, and it doesn't come out quite as much as in person. And again, if I don't love it, when it dries, I can always redo it with another color. I can go over the top, or I can just wipe it off and do it again. What do you guys think? I think I like it a lot. Okay. So again, I'm not going to put this in the frame quite yet. I want it to dry, so I'm going to take the glass off and set it aside. Hold on for just a second. Let me move a couple of things so I'm not working on top of myself here. Do you ever find yourself like getting too much stuff out and then you feel like you're working on top of everything? Hi, Dee Dee. All right. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Okay. Got a little chalk paste on my frame. Get that off. All right, so I'm going to take the wings out. This is, again, this is going to be the top. So that's where the, always check to make sure that everything is where it should be, and the hangers are at the top there. This is the cut line, and so I'm going to take my scissors, my transfer trimmers, and I'm going to cut that. All right, so we're going to set these kind of where I'm thinking I want them. And I'm going to pull the frame and see what it's going to look like. And I'm sorry that my camera is just so low. This is a really big project. So I want this a little higher. I want these wings a little higher. Right there. Let me grab the glass really fast to see. Maybe you can come out just a tiny bit. There, that's better, like that. I think that's going to be really pretty. Okay, I don't know. You guys know me. I don't normally use a tape measure, but because of the placement, I want to make sure that I have it exactly where I measured with that. So 3.5 inches, 3.5 inches, 3.5 inches. Awesome. Okay. I'm going to grab out my fuzz cloth because I want to fuzz this. I'll do one side at a time, put one side down and then the other, measure it. Kurt says measure once, cut, or measure twice, cut once. That's the saying. Measure twice, cut once. I feel like I'm all thumbs. A little bit. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, Brenda. Thanks, Liz. Okay, I'm gonna fuzz this one. And thank you guys again for being here with me tonight. It's better than just hanging out by myself. I appreciate it. Come down just a little bit. And this is what's really nice about these transfers is you can, move them and change them around. They're reusable. Okay. Okay, there we go. Yes, Brenda, I did. It is sage, and I kind of, it looks so much better. On screen, it doesn't look as good. I keep looking at my computer screen, and I don't think it looks as pretty. So I really like the color that I'm seeing. It's such a lovely color. So the main part of it, I'm going to do white. Just because I'm looking at my mom's flowers, and then it kind of goes into a salmon or pinky color. And I was going to do kind of like this shimmer melon and a peony. I don't think I have any peony open. Oh, maybe I do. I was going to do some peony and, oh no, that's couture coral. Never mind. I wanted to use peony. I don't have any. And so I'm just going to open up a packet. Remember, you don't have to use the whole entire packet. You can use what you need and then save it. So I'm going to cut the top off of that. And squeeze out just a little bit. This is going to be some finger painting, you guys. I can already see that right now. So I have my wipes ready. And then I think I'm going to do kind of like on the outset. So I'll do white and melon, peony, and gold. So I'm going to get some squeegees out. And this is our new Creamy Dreamy formula. If it has the little foam lid, just put it in the inside of the lid. They do tend to reseal themselves, which is kind of nice. Okay, there goes nothing. It's only paste, right? It's only paste. I swear this cord. It's going to be rainbow colors by the time I'm done. Okay, this is where the finger painting comes in, guys. Just going to wet my finger a little bit. Change fingers. Thank you so much, Brenda. All right, I'm going to scrape up a bit of this. You can't put this back in your containers, so you might as well just scrape it off. You can kind of tell what it's going to look like. And I think I have too much white in one location. So we're going to do something about that. Put a little bit more melon. All right, let's see. Let's see, shall we? Oh my gosh, you guys, so pretty. I don't know if you guys can see all that, but that, let me move the camera a little bit. And I think before it dries, give me just 1 second. I'm just going to sprinkle a teeny bit on the outside of the leaves. Just a little tiny bit. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to flip this around. And it won't be that gold. It won't. Sorry for that. It won't be that gold. All right, let's do this again, shall we? Let me wipe off my squeegees real fast. Because I don't want to mix colors. Okay. Here we go. Then we're going to add the peony. And they don't have to be identical. That's another thing that I have to let myself be okay with. It doesn't have to be perfect and identical. Okay. Finger painting time. I'll wipe off my fingers. I love the glitter too. Okay, I'll wipe up. I'm going to squeegee off any excess. And you don't want to put it back in the container. Just put it on a rag or something, or a towel. Okay, let's see what we got. I'm going to blend this a little bit more here with the melon. And just a little bit with the gold too. Okay, here we go. Wow. Okay, let me put some glitter on. What did I do with it? Just a second. It was hiding. I'm just going to tip. Ooh, that was not a tip. That came out a lot. But it didn't hit a lot of the wings, so we're good. Oh, you guys. My goodness. So awesome. Okay. Let me come out of solo layout real fast. How's it going? I'm just going to clean up a little bit. Thanks again. I mean, I'm not done yet, but I need to clean up a little bit before I do anything else. Clear off a little bit of space on my desk. Give me just a second. And thanks for hanging with me. I really appreciate it so much. And again, if you guys are wanting any of the product that I use for this live, just let me know. I can definitely get you the wings and anything else. I'm gonna go outside and dust off the glitter real fast, just so you guys can see what it's gonna look like, and then we could dry it. So just give me a second. Again, I'm trying to just clean up my workspace a little bit. I have a big space, but it gets smaller. All right, give me just 1 second. I'll be right back. You guys, this is, hold on. Let me go over here real fast. There's glitter everywhere. What do you guys think? When it dries completely, I'm going to go back through and dust a little bit. I'm speechless. I really am. That doesn't happen for me very often. So I'm going to dry this real quick. All right. Go here. So there's a little bit of glitter, but this is now that it's dry. Once it's dry, I'm going to take a fine brush and just like wipe off any of the excess glitter. Let me grab the frame so I can show you. And the painting is still, the thing is actually still a little bit wet. Can you see that? A little bit. Wow, this turned out exactly how I wanted it. I'm gonna attach this when everything is 100% dry, because right now it's not. Let me come back over here. Thank you so much. All right, so I don't want to mess this up. I want to wait till my mom's paint, the thing is dry. And then I'm gonna mount it, and then I'm gonna hang it to, and I can show you guys how I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna do some sort of bow. I'm not quite sure. I'll try to come back and maybe not tonight. I just don't know. I really want this to, because I don't want paper is natural fiber, and if it's wet under glass, it can mold. I don't want that, since this is an original painting of my mom's. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait. I'll probably just put everything away and let everything sit overnight so that everything is 100% dry. I'll put everything in the frame. I'll hang it, and then do a bow or something at the top. And I'll try to come live and do that so you guys can see how I do the bow and finish it off. So thank you again for being here with me, because it was hard, and it helps that I was talking. Even though you guys aren't here with me, I feel like you are. So I appreciate it. Again, if you need anything, let me know. It's on my website. I could put the link to my website for the wings. And I got the frame at Target, I think, or Hobby Lobby, I think, somewhere, some store that has a frame. And I knew I wanted it for one of my mom's paintings. I just didn't know what I was going to do with it. So thank you so much for being here for the creative process, and I appreciate you so much. Have a great night. I will probably see you tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Good night. This has been Tarina with Create With Tree. That's me.